I went to San Diego to watch the Supercross race back in January, and I sat right in front of the Supercross triple, right after the 180-degree turn. And all of the high-level 450 guys seat bounced and soaked up that triple. I always thought those two techniques were contrary to each other, since seat bouncing is used to get more airtime, and soaking up a jump is used to get less airtime. So why do they do that?
Great question. Seat bouncing. Okay, well, when I teach class, this is how I open up the jump lesson. I say there's two ways to do a jump. You have seat bouncing or preloading. That's one. You have soaking up and scrubbing. That's two. So you're right in that they are two different techniques. Now, if you are coming out of a corner and you're still on the seat, there is a way to do a seat bounce scrub. It's not as effective as a stand-up scrub because you have more weight down into the bike. It's a little bit more difficult. There's a couple things that you have to do that are involved in this. Eli Tomac is actually really good at it. We have a lesson inside of the Moto Academy app on how to do a seat bounce scrub, and some of what it involves on occasion is actually taking your outside foot peg or foot off of the foot peg to allow the bike freedom to really lean and slide up the jump face. The reason the guys would stay on the seat and still try to scrub is because that jump was really close to the corner. So it's saving energy, number one. They're just trying to save as much energy as they can. And number two, trying to get traction. So if you come out of that corner and you go to, if the jump is too close and you try to stand as you're really ramping up acceleration, you are taking weight out of the bike as you're accelerating harder, and your chance for really sliding out and spinning is way greater. So keep an eye on it. You'll see in a lot of situations, guys in Supercross will do seat bounce scrub. In outdoors, same thing too. If it's, trying to think of an example, like Millville, Spring Creek. So those guys go up that crazy steep hill, right? Actually, even before they go up that crazy steep hill, sometimes they'll scrub that roller going up the hill sitting down. But when they get up to the crazy steep hill and turn left and go to jump down, they'll be sitting coming out of the turn and scrub to try to jump down the hill. I think Tomac did a big one by accident, like he overdid it this last year. So many examples. Go back and watch footage and see how it's done. And it's usually for those two reasons. One, saving energy. Two, trying to keep traction into the tires. You can still do a scrub pretty effectively while sitting. It's definitely a higher level thing to do. Is it a more effective scrub than if you were straight up just standing? No, probably not. But yeah, good question. And good job like watching that and being able to pick that up. Good observation. Yes.
Yeah, that is good. That is good. I was actually, when I heard that question come in, I was like, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah. Don't worry. Thankfully, you got Albert here who knows how to answer every single question.
I think what is forgot how to English there.
Forgot how to English.
Yeah, forgot how to English there. I think what's so cool about having the knowledge, right, about technique and all this stuff is picking up on things that, like, Tomac is the guy who does it the most, where I'll see Tomac do something and I'm like, whoa. Like, for instance, just like when you know the technique, you watch races differently. We talk about this all the time. You start picking up on what the riders are doing. You start seeing their mistakes easier. You start seeing what they're doing right easier. And it's just so fun to watch Jet or Tomac or whoever. They're the ones who do the craziest technique things, is what it seems like. Where Tomac will just come into like the deepest rut that everyone's struggling in, and he'll just have his feet on and just like rail it, and it doesn't make any sense, right? Or like what you're talking about, where he'll like seat bounce scrub something that like Jet is really good. I don't know if you've noticed this. I feel like Jet is really good about scrubbing doubles into rhythm sections when everyone else will seat bounce double and then whatever, and he'll just like quick twitch. Like, it's so fun to watch. But it's cool to have the knowledge because you can start noticing those things when you're watching races.
And not super flashy either when Jet does that specifically. Usually, sometimes, a lot of times the guys that are really effective with their scrubs, it doesn't look insane. It doesn't look like Barsha going upside down, although Barsha is pretty effective with them as well. A lot of these guys will do really, really quick movements. The quicker you do a scrub movement, the quicker the bike will come back to vertical. So it will be usually equally as effective, sometimes even more so, and just not look as flashy.
Right.
But yeah, Cam's right. When you learn more, you watch the races differently. And there's levels to that. Cam watches the races probably slightly differently, I'm sure, than how I watch the races.
Oh yeah.
And we probably both watch the races differently than you guys do. But I'd say it becomes more interesting when you learn more, because you just appreciate every little detail that's going on. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, go download them. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and I think that's it. Go download them there, give them a listen. If you want to watch full episodes, which I tell you what, it's even better to do that, go to club.themotoacademy.com, because Moto Academy subscribers inside of the app have exclusive access to watch the entire episodes. And not only that, the subscribers actually can send in their questions to be answered on the podcast as well. Club.themotoacademy.com. Go subscribe.